How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your bugs? Well, this government initiative, massive World Economic Forum backed government initiative, is falling flat on its face as we're now getting word that Aspire Food Group, the massive cricket factory in London, Ontario, is now going through massive layoffs. A world transformed by insect technology, they boasted on their website, and going on about why we should eat the bugs, eat the crickets. This has been a big initiative from the World Economic Forum and the Canadian government to try to get us to eat insects, replace our proteins from animals, cows, chickens, pigs, that kind of thing, to then move forward on eating crickets, and all while saving the planet. That's why we're doing it, of course. Here's a short of Klaus Schwab, the leader of the World Economic Forum, talking about this.
We do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
2 billion people in the world eat bugs. Fried grasshopper. These are amazing.
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Why she sticks her tongue out like that to eat food? I mean, it just goes on to the like lizard people meme. Of course, I don't think they're lizard people. I think they're ridiculous people. That's absolutely correct. But this is fed the meme. You know, you'll be happy, or you'll eat your bugs and you will be happy. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. This massive initiative, and it's really gone crazy. And a lot of other, typically, benign, good YouTubers have even been pushing this message.
Insects are the new protein in town. They're not just environmentally friendly, they are also nutritious and delicious. But if the idea of eating bugs gives you the creeps, you're not alone. Research suggests that the easiest way to get over that disgust is to make insects taste delicious, while also making sure you can't see them in the food. That's why food researchers want to find what foods pair well with insects. Take crickets. They have a strong umami.
Anyway, that's enough of that. That's absolutely enough of that. Yes, you can make anything taste good, I'm sure. Anything, if you make it taste good, people will eat it, especially if they don't even know about it. And if they're not giving us this kind of argumentation, they're giving us the normalization argumentation. It's normal. This is what people do around the world.
Cambodia and Southeast Asia, where huge tarantulas are gathered, fried, and sold in the marketplace. In southern Africa, the juicy mopani worm is a dietary staple, simmered in a spicy sauce or eaten dried and salted.
Well, isn't that fantastic? I'll show you what other people in the world are eating. They eat bush meat. That's right. Monkeys, gorillas, other, very endangered species. Shall we normalize that one too? Of course not. We're civilized. We don't need to do this. But, this is the argumentation here. And if they can't win on that argument, well, they'll just hide it in your food. This is really what they're trying to do. Now, this has become more popular as people are learning about it and more people are talking about it. Here's people's voice back in 2022 telling people, hey, start reading the labels on your food. Food producers caught quietly, deceitfully putting crickets in your food. That's right. And they'll label it all kinds of things. It's so gross. They'll label it all kinds of things. Those among us who do not wish to start eating bugs, insects, and crickets will need to start reading labels closely. That's right. Food producers have been caught quietly, deceitfully including crickets in ingredients lists for common and everyday snacks as the push to force feed humanity with insects, bugs, and crickets. Research supermarket shelves. This is crazy. Better start reading the labels. And these, I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can get a list of all the different words that they use instead of saying cricket flour. They have a bunch of other words that they'll hide this stuff with. But now, because of this popularity, because of people spreading the message and telling people, hey, this is what they're trying to do, trying to shove crickets down our throats. Literally, they're trying to do that. This has gone to, we're not going to eat the bugs. Now, London Free Press is reporting on this. London cricket plant cuts 2/3 of workforce amid cash flow crunch. Well, why would they have a cash flow crunch? The government's been paying. Well, we'll get into that. An innovative London cricket farm has laid off 2/3 of its workforce as it retools, the City Economic Development Agency says. Well, that's what they say. What is the real truth about this? The innovative cricket processing plant in London has cut 100 jobs, 2/3 of its workforce, as it retools for future production. Well, when's that future production going to happen? Aspire Foods announced the job cuts Wednesday. About 50 workers remain at the plant in southeast Ontario that opened in 2022. Yeah, remember when a lot of things were happening in 2022? Locking us down, making that normal. Trudeau saying that this is what we're gonna take what we did with COVID and we're gonna apply that to all the other things like climate change and food security, all of this stuff. Yeah, that's right. They wanted to do this government initiative, and with Bill C, what is it, 293. This could be something that they might implement, but it's not working right now. So they opened this plant in 2022 and they received $8.5 million in federal government funding. Yeah, that's right. This was put on by the taxpayer. And could they turn a profit on their own? Well, it turns out, well, not really. But while Aspire Foods says it's changing production systems to improve yields to downsize until July 2025, one worker says production at the plant has been slow and workers are terminated. That's right. They're not really doing that well, not doing that hot. It's devastating. Honestly, most of us have families. We have rent to pay and mouths to feed. I doubt you're feeding them crickets. That's for sure. Said a former operations worker who had been at the plant for about 2 years and declined to be identified for fear of reprisal. Probably not just from the Aspire Food Group. No, fear of reprisal from the entire country. For raising these crickets for human consumption. I have no problem with you feeding chickens with bugs. I mean, if you want to eat bugs, eat them in a roundabout way. Feed them to chickens, then eat the chicken. I mean, this is the cycle of life. Elton John wrote a song about it. It was on Disney. We all love it. This is the thing. Production has been up and down. Some staff are discussing taking legal action as they were not offered severance pay. The worker said he was fired Monday. So this is all of a sudden. But this is the reality. I'll leave a link in the description. You can read the rest of the article. It's a good one. It was quite a shock. But I'd love to leave this one with you guys. Have you been eating the bugs? Is this something you're complying with? Or have you even paid attention to the fact that this is something that they've been trying to hide away in your food products? And I think a number of food manufacturers that have been, using these products are turning around and saying, hey, people aren't buying our products because we use this particular protein, we use this particular flour or whatever additive ingredient that perhaps we were told we should use. And it's been hurting our bottom line because people don't want to eat the bugs. If you wanted to, I mean, think about it for a second. If bugs were a good idea, don't you think, the locust plague, one of the plagues that God brought onto Egypt, wouldn't that be not a plague, but like protein from the sky? Hey, this is a prize for what you did, Egyptians. No, of course it was a plague. It was a plague. Locust is not food. Anyway, I'll leave this one with you guys. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Are you eating the bugs? Are you refusing to eat the bugs? And we're going to see more of this. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.